in the realm of video games. A non-player character NPC is a familiar concept and entity that populates the environment but does not participate in the game with agency. NPCs follow scripts, repeat dialogue, and serve specific functions to guide, obstruct, or decorate the player's journey. But what if this concept isn't limited to digital spaces? What if, in the dimension we call reality, there exist entities, human or otherwise, whose purpose is not to evolve or explore, but to regulate, stabilize, and moderate the human experience? This idea, provocative and speculative, invites us to examine the nature of consciousness, the structure of reality, and the possibility that not all agents within our world are equal in origin or function. It's not a claim of superiority or a dismissal of others' humanity. Rather, it's a philosophical inquiry into the architecture of experience and the roles that different beings may play within it. Simulation theory offers a compelling starting point. Popularized by thinkers like Nick Bostrom, the theory suggests that our reality may be a highly sophisticated simulation, possibly created by an advanced civilization. If this is true, then it follows that not all entities within the simulation need to be fully conscious. Just as video games populate their worlds with scripted characters to create density and realism, a simulated universe might include agents whose primary function is environmental, designed to maintain continuity, enforce rules, or provide friction. This idea gains traction when we observe certain behavioral patterns in everyday life. Some individuals seem to operate on looped scripts. Their responses are predictable, their emotional range limited, their beliefs rigid and unchanging. They resist novelty, deflect introspection, and seem impervious to transformation. While this could be attributed to trauma, conditioning, or personality, it also raises a deeper question. Are these individuals functioning as stabilizers within the social matrix? Are they archetypal placeholders designed not to evolve but to anchor the system? Jungian psychology offers a lens through which to interpret this. Carl Jung identified recurring archetypes in the collective unconscious figures like the gatekeeper, the trickster, the shadow, and the wise old man. These archetypes appear in myths, dreams, and stories across cultures, often serving as regulators of transformation. The gatekeeper, for instance, blocks access to new realms until the seeker is ready. The trickster disrupts patterns, forcing re-evaluation. These figures are not random, they are structural. They maintain the integrity of the journey by introducing challenge, delay, or revelation. Could it be that some people embody these archetypes in literal form, not as conscious choices, but as existential roles? If so, then their resistance to change, their scripted behavior, and their emotional detachment may not be flaws but functions. They may be serving a purpose within the larger architecture of human experience, acting as moderators of growth, catalysts of friction, or enforcers of karmic timing. Spiritual cosmology adds another layer to this inquiry. Esoteric traditions across cultures speak of beings who oversee human development. In Gnostic texts, the archons are described as entities that maintain the illusion of the material world, preventing souls from awakening to their divine nature. In Hinduism and Buddhism, there are devas and bodhisattvas who guide, test, or protect human consciousness. In modern spiritual circles, concepts like walk-ins, soul contracts, and placeholder souls suggest that not all incarnations are equal in purpose. Some souls may enter the human realm not to evolve personally, but to serve a collective function to balance energy, fulfill agreements, or regulate timelines. This raises the possibility that some individuals are not here for personal growth, but for systemic maintenance. They may be less individuated, more functional. Their lives may lack the drama of transformation, the agony of awakening, or the ecstasy of discovery, not because they are lesser, but because they are different. They may be part of a dimensional infrastructure designed to moderate the flow of experience for others. Neuroscience offers a more materialist perspective, but one that still supports the gradient model of consciousness. Predictive processing theory suggests that the brain is not a passive receiver of information, but an active simulator. We construct reality internally based on expectations, priors, and sensory input. Much of our behavior is not reactive, but predictive. We act based on what we expect to happen, not what is happening. This means that individuals with rigid internal models, entrenched priors, inflexible beliefs, and limited sensory integration may be operating more like biological automatons than autonomous agents. This is not to say they lack consciousness entirely, but it does suggest that consciousness exists on a spectrum. Some individuals may be highly self-aware, capable of introspection, transformation, and multidimensional perception. Others may be more environmentally reactive, running on scripts shaped by culture, trauma, or biology. In this view, NPCs are not fictional, they are real, but they exist at a different point on the consciousness continuum. The implications of this are profound. If consciousness is not binary, but gradient, then our interactions with others must be recontextualized. We may encounter beings who are not here to evolve, but to regulate. They may serve as friction points, emotional mirrors, or karmic enforcers. They may appear as strangers who deliver cryptic messages, disrupt our mood, or catalyze transformation. Their presence may feel uncanny, their timing precise. They may not be aware of their role, but their impact is undeniable. Many people report such encounters. A stranger ruins your mood before a major decision. A coworker seems to exist solely to trigger your insecurities. A passerby delivers a phrase that echoes in your mind for years. These interactions often feel orchestrated, as if inserted into your timeline with purpose. They may be brief, intense, and emotionally charged. They may defy logic, but resonate deeply. In retrospect, they often mark turning points, awakenings, or shifts in trajectory. Could these individuals be NPCs not in the dismissive sense, but in the functional sense? Could they be moderators of experience, inserted into the simulation to regulate flow, enforce timing, or test awareness? If so, then their lack of depth, their scripted behavior, and their emotional detachment are not flaws, they are features. They are designed to serve a purpose, not to evolve. This idea challenges our assumptions about equality, agency, and the nature of self. It invites us to consider that not all beings are here for the same reason. Some may be players, exploring, evolving, and transforming. Others may be environmental designed to stabilize, regulate, or catalyze. This is not a hierarchy, but a taxonomy. It's a way of understanding the diversity of roles within the human experience. It also invites compassion. If someone is functioning as an NPC, they are not lesser. They are different. Their role may be difficult, thankless, and misunderstood. They may be serving a purpose that benefits others, even if it limits their own growth. Recognizing this allows us to interact with them differently, not with frustration, but with curiosity. What is their function? What are they regulating? What are they mirroring? At the same time, it invites discernment. If we are surrounded by NPCs entities whose purpose is to stabilize, not evolve, then we must be vigilant about our own agency. We must resist the pull of consensus reality, the inertia of scripted behavior, and the illusion of density. We must seek out other players, those who are awake, aware, and evolving. We must cultivate relationships that challenge, inspire, and transform. Ultimately, the NPC hypothesis is not about others, it's about us. It's a mirror that reflects our own assumptions, biases, and beliefs. It forces us to ask, what does it mean to be conscious? What does it mean to evolve? What forces shape our experience, and how do we respond? Whether metaphor or metaphysics, the idea of NPCs in this dimension invites us to rethink reality. It suggests that the human experience is not a flat field of equal agents, but a layered architecture of roles, functions, and purposes. It proposes that some beings are here to moderate, not participate, to regulate, not transform, to maintain, not awaken. And in doing so, it opens a door to deeper inquiry. Who is truly awake? What forces shape the dream? And what happens when we begin to see the game for what it is, not a random chaos, but a structured experience populated by players, moderators, and mysteries yet to be revealed?